What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is the Librarians Season 3, Episode 6, in the Trial of the Triangle. So, as I'm going through this catch-up phase of trying to get caught back up onto the shows, this is one that I was kind of like, okay, Librarians is fun this season. It's definitely a lot better than the first two seasons, which were still enjoyable, but nothing to be taken too serious. It was always just fun, it was goofy, it was really cheesy. This season definitely stepped it up, and so far it's been really enjoyable in that even the past few episodes, which have kind of been a bit filler, they've still been pretty good. In the first two seasons, the filler episodes were interesting and sometimes fun, but for the most part they were very, very filler. You just kind of like watched them and you're like, okay, that was fun. I laughed a little bit. It was fun to joke around because it's just cheesy. This season, the fillers definitely seemed a lot more serious. There have been a lot more serious moments, even in the midst of all the goofiness. And so as I'm going through it, I'm looking at the other shows I've got to catch up on. I've got Sherlock Season 4 premiere to catch up on. Holy crap, I'm excited for that. The Bones Season 12 premiere, which I heard was great, so I'm really excited for that. And so I'm like, okay, I want to get to these shows, So the Librarians is not, Librarians is not one that I'm just like, I'm looking forward to that one because, it's fun, but I'm not like eagerly anticipating it. But after this episode, I am. I'm eagerly anticipating what's going to happen next for many reasons. First of all, this episode was very by the book, a Flynn discovery episode, and what I mean by that is we start off with an intervention of all things. Flynn is in the library and he's looking for how to find the Eye of Ra, and then he gets kidnapped by Eve and the team, and they have an intervention because he's constantly in and out and he's just not connecting with anybody. He's just doing his own thing, and like, this isn't right. We want to intervene. And of course they talk to him, and of course at the end of it he's just like, that's a load of bullcrap, and then walks away. So it started off that way, and all I could think is, this is clearly going to be that episode where he has to look inside himself and realize what he's doing wrong, realize that he has to change. And either by the end he's going to see all of that and still not change anyway, or he is going to change and things might actually be looking up. What I did not expect is that while that did happen, it was all leading to what I did not expect for the end of this season, which is he finds the Eye of Ra and he realizes to use its power, a life must be sacrificed. And he's just like, but I can't think of anybody's life who had sacrificed to take down evil except, and then that's when it hits you. You're just like, holy crap, he's going to have to sacrifice himself to take down evil. And all of a sudden, just the weight of the show hit me. I'm like, this season is actually very serious. It's not just a lighthearted, oh, we gotta stop Prospero because he's gonna take over the world. Oh no, not silly Prospero. No, this is, evil is coming. This is not just some silly villain. This is pure evil. And somebody's gonna have to die for evil to be stopped. And on top of that, not only all of that stuff going on, but also you look at who's trying to stop them from stopping evil, which is kind of weird when you think about it. It's almost like, the librarians are the only defense between pure evil in the world, and then Dosa is all of a sudden like, oh, we gotta stop them. And to be honest, they have been kind of involved in this first part of the season, but it's been in the shadows. It's been, like the end of the last episode at the carnival. We see this Dosa agent questioning people, and he's just kind of like, oh yeah, Dosa's involved, but who cares? Well, when I first saw them, I thought this could be a very interesting villain for them to take on, because they seem very dark, they seem very serious about their work, and then by the end of the first episode, where they release Chaos, and you're just like, yeah, you guys are just idiots, you kind of thought, oh, well, they aren't really that much of a threat. Well, in this one, a Dosa agent is tracking them, and then when they get on the plane, he pulls out a gun. And he is, like, serious about shooting them. Like, it's not even a funny moment. It's not even like he's super serious and everybody's taking him lightly. No, they are like, okay, dude, just wait, don't shoot. but he's actually ready to shoot, and I think he actually did get a shot off whenever the plane started to go down a little bit. So I don't know, just that scene combined with the end, where it's like the woman, they send the Odosa agent back through, and he's like clucking like a chicken, and you see the woman look on her face. She's like, "Okay, librarians, that's how you want to play it. Let's do it." And you kind of get this feeling that Dosa is about to really do everything they can to stop the librarians, and I don't know, it sets up for a really great climactic rest of the season. And on top of that, all of this stuff is just really coming together now. The first part of the season, we're 6 episodes in, so I think I'm going to have to check and see. I think the first 2 seasons were 13 episodes? Oh, 10 for the second season. 10 for the... Okay, so that explains. Yeah. So we are in the back half of the season now. I didn't really think about how short it is. We are in the back half of the season, and so it feels like it's all come together now in the 6th episode. So we've got 4 really interesting episodes to go until we get to the finale. I feel like they can do a lot in those 4 episodes. One, Flynn is back, so that's going to be interesting to see him actually working with the team. I said at the beginning of the season, one of the best things about the beginning of the season is seeing Flynn working with the team. Well, they took that aspect away again, so I was just like, okay, so that's going to be one of those seasons. Well, he's back in, and it looks like he's here to stay. And not only that, but you see, by the end of this episode, he knows he's going to have to sacrifice himself. So it's almost like he wants to take this time, the short time he has left, and he wants to spend it with people. And he doesn't want to spend it alone. I think that's a very interesting route to take with it, because I was wondering if maybe they were going to go the route of he's going to leave again because he doesn't want to get close to them just so whenever he dies it hurts them. But instead he's taking a better route, which is he's going to spend time with them so that way if he does end up sacrificing himself, they have something to remember him by. The last thing they're going to remember is not him walking out the door again. It's going to actually be time they spent with him. So I like the fact that they're going to do that now. I like the fact that they're going to take this different aspect on the show that they haven't really taken before. So it's a great setup. Other mentions to talk about, I think the Bermuda Triangle stuff was pretty interesting. Just seeing it almost pretty much exactly like Lewis Carroll. I mean, there was a lot of Carroll references in the boats that were being taken, all of that stuff. So it was funny to see him go down there and then all of a sudden he's through the looking glass, and then there's a knight leading him to a chessboard where there's a red queen, and there's another knight, and he's about to stab him with a spear. I don't know, it was fun. The way they handled it was pretty interesting. I love the scene on the chessboard where he's having to figure out more about himself, and it's just funny to see him kind of freak out when he realizes I'm about to die if I don't tell the whole truth, and so finally he just releases all the truth right before he dies, and you can see the look on his face. It's just like, okay, that was close. So I like how they handled all of that. I like how it was all people he knew, and the librarian that was actually running the show, which they never really explained how he did all of that. I would like to know how he managed to do all of that, but the librarian that was doing all of that set it up to where the people that he met would be people that meant something to him. And so you get to see that. You get to see the people and how they're represented and how that sort of represents what they mean to him as well. So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the whole sequence there. I enjoyed how they managed to get everybody out of the plane. They managed to save their lives, because there's one scene where you see Flynn is talking to Eve, and he's like, look, people are going to die, and we can't, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. We can't weep over every single death. It was just kind of an interesting scene where I'm just like, really? We're going to let all these people die just like that? That doesn't seem right to me. So I like the fact that they did manage to get everybody out, because, I mean, it's much more what I expect them to do. I don't expect them to just be like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, people die. Although I think the pilots didn't make it, and some of the people in the first class, because people disappeared. But either way, it was a fun overall episode. It was very interesting. It set up very well for the second part of the season, and I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do, because they've got a good little setup going. They've got just a really good story to tell. And I think that's something that they've really done well this season. They've set up the entire season to really tell an interesting story with not just a lot of fun, a lot of jokes, some goofy, cheesy moments, but to really have some heavy stuff to talk about too. Something with meaning. So it's not just some goofy show that you watch every Sunday. Now you actually watch it for a purpose. Now it's there and it makes you think. It makes you actually feel something. And I like it. I like what they've done with this season. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Librarians reviews. I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.